What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Gaming Pinas Weekly. It's been one hell of a week, from extraction shooters to the return of a classic, and huge announcements from major publishers. We've got all the highlights, the hype, and excitement. Let's dive in. First up, we have big news from Arc Raiders. This third-person squad-based extraction shooter finally lands on October 30. Set in a ruined Earth overrun by Arc machines, you and your squad scavenge for loot while fending off both alien threats and rival raiders. Before the launch, Arc Raiders is opening its doors to everyone in a final server slam playtest coming on October 17 to 19. The playtest is completely free to play, so this is your chance to try out the game before dropping 2,500 on it. It's the final stress test for servers, and while progress won't carry over, participating players will unlock an exclusive cosmetic backpack. Critics who've gone hands-on call it familiar but polished. Think Escape from Tarkov meets Hunt Showdown, but with Unreal Engine 5 visuals and a sci-fi twist. Here's the big question. Can it avoid the launch day meltdown? Speaking of extraction shooters, after years in beta, Escape from Tarkov finally hits version 1.0 on November 15, and it's coming to Steam. But here's the catch. Existing Battlestate Launcher players must repurchase the game if they want it in their Steam library. Accounts in progress will carry over and servers are shared, but fans call the move scummy for not offering free Steam keys. To add insult to injury, there's no Steam Deck support planned. Still, for newcomers, this marks Tarkov's biggest step towards mainstream visibility, and one of its most controversial decisions yet. Whether the Steam launch grows the player base or sparks more backlash remains to be seen. Up next, we have the news horror fans have been waiting for. Silent Hill F launches September 25, marking the first new mainline entry in over a decade. Set in the 1960s rural Japan, it follows teenager Hinako Shimizu as her village is consumed by grotesque flower-like horrors. Early reviews are glowing, and GameSpot calls it a phenomenal work of psychological horror, while IGN praises its disturbing story and bold new settings. Gameplay leans into melee combat, fragile weapons, and a sanity meter that makes every encounter tense. With multiple endings, replay value, and Akira Yamaoka's haunting score, Silent Hill F could be the franchise's strongest step forward since the PS2 era. While those announcements were big, Sony's September State of Play was massive. Over 40 minutes long, almost 24 trailers, and updates across every genre. From horror to RPGs, racing to remasters, it feels like a buffet of everything PlayStation has lined up for 2026. There were so many reveals it's impossible to break them all down here, but that's the point. The scale of this event showed just how stacked the PlayStation calendar is. But here at Gaming Pinas, we don't just cover everything. We spotlight what matters most. Out of the entire showcase, these are the 5 games we're most hyped about. Insomniac finally showed gameplay for Marvel's Wolverine, brutal, cinematic, and packed with cameos like Mystique and Omega Red. With a fall 2026 release, this could be PlayStation's next superhero juggernaut. Battlefield 6 dropped its campaign trailer, putting you in the boots of Dagger 13, a Marine Raiders unit fighting rogue PMCs across global hotspots. Explosions, cinematics, and that signature Battlefield chaos are all here. By the way, gamers, we just launched our Discord community, and to celebrate, we're doing a giveaway. One lucky winner gets a brand new PS5 Slim, and 10 more will score 1,000 worth of Steam codes. Joining's easy. Scan the QR code on the screen, hop onto our Discord, and react in the giveaway channel. Draws are on September 30 for Philippine residents only. Anime Soul fans rejoice! Code Vein 2 launches January 30, 2026, with new blood arts, co-op systems, and a darker story. It's shaping up to be one of the first big RPGs of the year. Just a week later, Nioh 3 lands on February 6. Expect brutal yokai battles, refined samurai combat, and the kind of challenge that keeps console devs in business. And finally, Crimson Desert. After years of anticipation, it's locked for March 19. With a massive open world, cinematic combat, and a hybrid of single-player story with MMO-style systems, this one's aiming big. Of course, that's just our top 5. State of Play also gave us remasters, expansions, and brand new IPs, proof that 2026 is going to be one of the busiest years yet for PlayStation fans. Not to be outdone, Capcom kicks off Tokyo Game Show with huge news, bringing everything from monster hunts and classic fighting games to survival horror and the return of some long-lost favorites. But let's be real, not everything hits the same. Here at Gaming Pinas, these are the 5 Capcom drops that had us buzzing. Monster Hunter Wilds stole the show. Title Update 3 dropped September 29 with a Final Fantasy XIV crossover, new gear, and the Festival of Accord Dreamspell event. Then in December, Title Update 4 brings fresh endgame content and the return of Elder Dragon Gogmazios. Street Fighter 6 fans got a shocker. See Viper storms back into the roster on October 15. Her gameplay trailer showed off electrifying combos, while Zangief got mech-themed outfits in a Calavera Conspiracy collab. World Tour Mode even adds special scenarios celebrating the 30th anniversary of Banshee's Last Cry. Resident Evil Requiem showed off its gameplay ahead of its February 27, 2026 release. With dark corridors, resource-starved combat, and a new bioweapon threat, it's shaping up to be the next big survival horror chapter. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection got a new cinematic trailer and extended gameplay. Launching March 13, 2026, it expands the series' RPG storytelling with darker themes and new monster bonds. A playable demo is live at TGS. And yes, Pragmata is alive. Capcom doubled down on its 2026 release window with a new gameplay trailer. Still mysterious, still ambitious, and still one of the most intriguing projects in its lineup. Of course, that's just our top 5. Capcom also teased Onimusha, Way of the Sword, the Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection, and even a free Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy update. The scale of this showcase proves Capcom is firing on all cylinders heading into 2026. In streaming news, Alice in Borderland returned on September 25 for its 3rd season. Arisu and Usagi thought they'd escape, but a new Joker stage pulled them back into deadly games. With the cast returning, new faces joining, and brutal new challenges revealed, Netflix delivered what's being called the most intense season yet. Well, gamers, what a week we've had! But it's not even close to being over because we're expecting more big announcements over the next few days and weeks. Don't miss out and follow Gaming Pinas to stay in the loop.